this room when this event takes place for help. And it's going to be at that point in your life that you've been raised up, just like Pharaoh was raised up for Egypt for a certain specific time. God said, I raised him up for a reason and for a time. We live in an age where, and please don't take me wrong when I say this, a lot of churches are failing. They're not doing what they need to be doing today. And God is raising up individuals to get out and to do the work that the church is missing the ball on. Now, I'm not saying all churches are missing the ball. I'm not saying that church is a bad thing. I'm just saying that you got to realize the age in which we live. We're living in what we believe to be the Laodicean church age. It's a church age that's spoken of in Revelations. It's a church age where the churches have plenty, they have lots of money, but Christ says, I wish that you would either warm, or hot or cold, but because you're lukewarm, I'll spew you out of my mouth, because I really don't want anything to do with you, because you're trying to straddle things. So let's be one or the other. We can be cold or be hot. You know, do what the Lord asks you to do. So at this particular time, I'm going to stop and I'm going to ask questions. If anybody, okay, first, I'm here back to Ms. Wanda. Okay, we have another giveaway here from Ms. Wanda's Cooking Southern Style with Deep South Homestead to Ms. Virginia Garner. All right.
Was that a question?
Where is Miss Virginia?
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Question number one. Who's going?
I still want to ask my question.
Go ahead, brother.
How important do you think it is that we develop a seed base of different products that we grow that are not, and should we be using genetically modified seeds, without dogging a particular company or anything, without getting in trouble, how important do you think it is that we should be maybe networking in that area more, sharing seeds, seeds that grow better than others? How important is the seed base which you start off with?
I think that storing and saving your own seeds is extremely important, because like anytime that you have seeds that you save from your property, now get it, you got to understand the only kind of seeds you're going to need to be saving is heirloom seeds. Don't be worrying with hybrids. I mean, you can save a hybrid seed and it'll come back, but you do not know which mother plant it is going to derive back from. So what you want to do is Jeff is exactly right here. You want to try to build a seed bank, because I guess you have to kind of go back in history and back in time to understand this completely. Used to, everybody saved their own seeds. We look at this today as being something that's new, and it's actually not new. This is something that's if you go back, if you had grandfathers or great-grandfathers that were still alive, and you could talk to them, they would tell you that in their day they saved their seeds. But the world that we live in today, we're in a position where certain ones, you gotta watch my terminology here, certain ones have stepped in and said, oh, we can do this better. And they've created seeds that have living organisms inside them that are not natural. And in so doing that, these seeds, most of them have had such little research done with them that they cannot prove that they're not carcinogenic in nature. I do know that some of the seeds, I've looked at a lot of the data on some of them, that I'll use a potato chip for instance, or a corn chip, not a potato chip, but a corn chip. Now there is some genetically modified potatoes out there today. The Simplot potatoes, and all of them are the new ones on the market. They're white potatoes that are genetically modified. But if a corn chip inside the gut that's had DT, which we all look at, Bacillus thuringiensis, we look at it, oh, this is an organic chemical that we spray that, that if worms eat it, it kills them. DT in the gut of a human being, the research shows, will mutate up to 2 weeks inside the human gut. An organic chemical, you know. And a lot of us do organic gardeners use those type of chemicals, but it still shows that in the human gut that it will mutate for up to 2 weeks. So, in order to answer Jeff's question accurately, it's extremely important to save your own seed from a reputable heirloom seed. Because what you have to realize is, on my place in the Deep South, I can order seeds from Baker Seed Company. I can bring them to my house, I can plant them, and I'll get a harvest the first year. But it's not until the third year of me saving those seeds from that company that they actually produce good at my property. Because seeds have to acclimate, and it usually takes about 3 years for them to acclimate. And that's one of the things that Deep South Homestead, a lot of y'all, maybe not y'all, but some of the different ones on my YouTube channel will ask, where did you get those seeds from? How long have you had your seeds? Well, until this year, most all the seeds I have was anywhere between 10 and 25 years old. I've had them for that long. And I've reproduced them on my own property for that long. Now this year, first of all, because of the popularity of our YouTube channel, and secondly, because I've shown an interest in wanting to do a Native American garden, I'm now getting seeds that some of them are almost extinct from all different parts of the countries. They're mailing me all these seeds because they trust me to put these seeds in the ground to make them work. And guys, that's honoring to me. Some of these vegetables that they're sending me can last up to 2 years and not ruin. Because they were used by the Native American tribes, and that's how they survived. They did not go to a grocery store. Whatever they raised had to survive for them. And some of the techniques that I'm going to be using this year, I've learned from some of the tribes that I've been affiliated with. We'll see if they work. If they work for me in the Deep South, hey, y'all get to be a part of it. Just watch. Maybe you can actually use them on your place. Maybe it'll help you out. But it's extremely important to stay away from genetically modified organisms. Not so much because of the damage that they do to you, but they take away from your self-reliance. It makes you rely on someone else for your produce. And homesteading is all about being self-reliant. That's the main concept of being a homesteader, is to be self-reliant. How can you be self-reliant if you're depending on someone else for your seed source? So you want to be saving your own seed.
So even them seeds that they're sending you, you feel like that you need to develop them and be patient with them. And about the third year,
Yes.
So if we get seeds out of heirloom stuff and it doesn't do good the first year, don't get discouraged with that. Do the best you can. And after several years, they'll acclimate to your property.
Yeah. So see, I did that this year. I planted some manna from Oregon because it was supposed to produce some of the best bread flour that there is. Well, I planted the manna corn just like I planted the Danny corn. The Danny corn standing up 16 feet tall. The manna corn is this tall. And tossed it. Planted identically the same way. And only like out of about 100 seeds, 10 stalks came up. And as I went to save the seeds from them, the coons got there that night and completely cleaned them out, and I have nothing. I start over again. So I mean, that's the point I'm trying to make. Just because you order an heirloom seed and you bring it to your property does not mean that it's going to work successfully for you. But don't get discouraged if only a few of some of them come along. Save those few seeds, plant them again next year. Do that for 2 or 3 years. Now don't let that be your only source. Plant something else. Because it should be a lesson to you that maybe that product is not even going to grow here permanently. I mean, after a couple of years, you'll know. Because if the second year doesn't do any better, I just trash it and say, hey, it's not meant for this environment. Okay, anything else?
Same time, same place next year.
Lord willing, yes.
Possibly gonna do one in the
We may do one in the spring.
because Tommy Alderman couldn't be here, and he's having fits. I'm surprised he's not on the live stream, but.
And we've had tons of people who just said, oh my gosh, if you'd done it any other day, but
Yeah.
the problem is we couldn't get another building.
This was the only place in the vicinity I found until March. I mean, this was
Everything was
this
booked
was the
until
only
March.
day. And they're having a
Haunted forest
haunted
tonight.
forest tonight here somewhere, so it'll be quite interesting to see it goes on the forest. But Tommy Altman wanted to come, but his grandson's having a birthday party. He couldn't come early and he was late. And then, Pennsylvania, Kelly.
Oh, Kelly
Phoebe,
Pete, yeah.
Y'all pray for her. She was supposed to come today, her and her husband Eric, and they were gonna stay the week with us and help us. And she found out this week that she has some health issues, so y'all pray for her.
Lori family.
Was supposed to be here, and she had to work yesterday, and she's gonna work tomorrow. She didn't get to come in yesterday, but she wanted to. So there's several that were wanting to be here, that just could not. So they want us to try in the spring.
Okay. Hopefully this spring we'll do this again. Anybody else have a question?
So whose idea was it to start the YouTube?
I don't know where that idea.
We don't even, we've sat and talked about this,
We
you
don't know
know?
how we.
We don't even know how we got started. And I know that sounds crazy, but I do know how we got started. Let me, yeah, I do know how we got started because of aggravation. I'll tell you why. I was watching,
The lady with the carrots.
yeah, I'm gonna get there. I was looking for a particular subject and something to do about a particular subject, and I'm not gonna go into that subject, but as I was searching through the YouTube channels, I come across this lady who was harvesting carrots. And it just caught my attention because I said, stop, you're just looking at the thumbnail. So I turned the video on, and as I watched the video, I told Wanda, I said, you have got to come watch this. I said, is this what people are doing for YouTube? Because I mean, I didn't do YouTube, I didn't know a lot about it.
We never watched it.
We'd never watched it. And this lady comes out and she has this beautiful bed beside her house, this dark black dirt. Here's these carrots all standing in it, and the tops were kind of wilting a little bit. And I told Wanda, I said, this isn't real. And
She just poured,
she just put cotton soil in this bed because it was still black. It had not even dried out. And the tops of the carrots were starting to wilt down. And when she pulled one up to show everybody, there were no hair roots on it. It was a it's a beautiful carrot. She put about 6 or 8 of them up, and they were spaced perfect. Any of y'all who's ever raised carrots know that don't happen. I don't care how well you thin something, it don't work.
just for the record, no YouTube channel we know was the one that.
It was not we know.
Not found that
We
channel.
hadn't found the channel again, but and she made me watch it, but I don't really. But you know, I told her, I said, "Is this what they do on YouTube?" I said, "I know more than these people know." I said, "If that's the case, I could do this." Of course, if my daughter was still here, she would tell you. My daughter would say, "Dad, you can't do YouTube. That's just not who you are." And I told Wanda, I said, "I'm gonna do this." I said, "Because there's people out there that need to know that ain't how carrots grow."
And to start with, I was.
She wouldn't even get on the camera.
For like the first few videos,
Yeah.
and he needed my help with something. And I told him, I said, okay, as long as you get the back, that's it.
Yeah.
And I helped him, and then I'm headed out, and
She didn't want to talk. She didn't want to be seen on camera. None of this stuff.
now I have him on camera.
Now she's got her own channel. Isn't that crazy to show you what YouTube can do to you?
And now my oldest daughter's thinking of getting a channel.
Yeah.
I told her instead of Crazy Days, she needs to be Crazy Days 2, T-O-O, and then my other daughter, she just went somewhere.
She's probably
Right
out.
here. She was thinking both of them together, and I said, now it's gonna be Crazy Days, T-W-O.
Yeah. So I mean, we love doing our videos, you know. And I've had people at my house, and guys, I ain't fancy. I'm gonna use plain Southern English. I ain't fancy. There ain't nothing fancy about me. There's not going to be anything fancy about me. I've had people there that says, oh, you need this kind of lighting, you need that kind of lighting, you need to wear this, you need to do that, your backdrop needs to be this, and this needs to happen, and that needs to happen. And I told them, I said, look, what you get with me is real time. When I shoot it, you know, I look at Wanda and I told her, I said, did we get that on video? And she says, well, I don't know. I said, well, if we didn't, it just missed it. Because,
We don't recreate.
yeah, I don't recreate nothing. I don't reset up anything. We did a video with Dirt Patch Heaven showing them coming down the driveway. I sit in the rain for an hour and a half waiting for that vehicle to come down my driveway.
Just for that one shot.
Just for that one clip, because I'm that much into reality. You know, because they were driving in from my daughter's place where their RV had broke down at. They'd gotten it fixed, and they were coming in some bad weather, and I wanted that shot.
And it was nighttime.
It was dark, it was pouring down raining, and I was sitting out there. I said, I will get this clip. You know?
What time did he call and say they were coming? I said, she said they would be here in just a little while. He said, it's been an hour and a half, and they had stopped somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what you get when you get us, because look, we're not fake. Anybody who's been to my house and has spent time with us knows that we are what we are. We live what we say, and we say what we live. I mean, we're real. We've had people that stay with us for a week. We've had some that stay with us for a couple of days. We've had some that stay with us almost indefinitely, like Dirt Patch, you know. That literally, they will tell you, these people right here, whatever you see with them, that's who they are. They're not different off the camera than they are on the camera. Y'all see me here today, I'm the same here with y'all as I am anywhere in town, or if you see me at a convention, or wherever you see me at. If I'm standing behind a pulpit bringing a message, or whatever you see me doing, I'm the same person. I'm not going to be different. Because to me, that's just not right. I'm the guy that God created. I'm here to deliver a message, whether it be about farming, whether it be about homesteading, whether it be about anything, the Lord or whatever. I'm going to be the same today, tomorrow. I'm not going to change. Any more questions? Yes, ma'am.
I know that a lot of people in here are YouTubers, and a lot of people just sit back and watch. And I find it really hard sometimes to stop long enough to show people, like you said, what I'm doing. How do you find the time to get done what you need to do and get those videos done? It is so hard for me at trying to get a channel going to be able to, and to get the things done that I need to get done, and to slow down enough, because it slows me down so much to get that content. Because I don't want to put garbage out. I want to put out good content. And so I'll forget, like you said, they missed it, and it's really hard to do. How do you do that? How do you make that happen?
Oh, that's a difficult one. It's one of those things where some days the camera don't even go with me, you know. But then there's a lot of times that on a homestead, let me say this, on a homestead, and no pun intended to anybody in the YouTube world out there, a real homestead. You know, let me say that. Because there's lots of people that it's just a fad to them. You know, they go off and bust their tail on a real job every day, and they come home and they try to shoot a little quick video, and they try to make it, you know, make it work for them. But for people that I know, y'all have the farm there where you're at, and the land, and you're always baking bread, and you've got cows and different things like that. I know your struggles because I've done it. It's very, very difficult to get up, go out the door, carry the camera, carry the tripod, and lots of times it's not just one camera, it's 2 or 3 cameras, and you've got a tripod over here, you've got a tripod over there, and you've got this sitting over here, and you're actually trying to do your work without actually looking at a camera and being conscious that you're even on a camera. And you sit back and you look and you go, while you're working the whole time, you go, I could do this a whole lot faster if I didn't have the cameras. You know? And the bottom line is just this: just do what you got to do. Just set the cameras up. If it works, it works. That's what's called editing. You know what I mean? Editing is not one of the highlights of my life. You know, granted, I can edit and make something look perfect. But if I do, then it ceases to be reality, and then it becomes an illusion. Because if you sit there and you watch everything that I do, and everything I do is perfect, then you do it, and you go, how does this happen? This is happening to me, and that's happening to me, and I just get so frustrated because I can't succeed the way they did. That's why we don't cut out a lot of things. In our videos, I mean, I get criticized, people go, man, why do you cut that out? What's that noise in the background? Or what is this? Or what is that? I delete a lot of stuff. You don't ever see those comments. Just simply because those are the people I know that don't get it. I want it to be real life. Like here a while back, we did some videos and we had them logging in the background behind us. You could hear the equipment running in the background, and cutting trees and stuff like that. Guys, I could have easily took that background noise out. And all you'd have heard was just a blank screen with my voice. I could have done a voiceover. There's lots of things I could have done. Why do that? Because look, it's reality. If you live as rural as we live, there's still noises. I mean, there's sometimes you can ask Wanda, and it's almost like it's habitual. It's like these people have cameras on my property watching me. I can set up to do porch time. And when I set up to do porch time, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to start shooting a gun. The dogs are going to start barking at the neighbor's house. Four-wheelers are going to start running up down, in the background. Motorcycles. Kids are going to start screaming, I told her, I said, do they just watch me to see when I'm going to do this? So I've decided here lately, I told her, I said, you know what? I'm going to start at 5 o'clock in the morning. If y'all notice, a lot of my porch time, it's dark. And I'm saying, Lord, maybe they'll sleep today,
Sanders got to go out.
Yeah, well,
That's one of our neighbors.
that's my neighbor right here. She's my next door neighbor.
And sometimes
She drives a quiet car, though. Her car doesn't make a lot
the
of
dogs
noise.
bark.
Well, they do bark.
You go out, what, 7?
Yeah, she takes her baby to.
Not as early as he goes, so
No.
sometimes when she goes out, the dogs will bark. But we started working around that.
And we've learned, as you do in YouTube videos, you learn your surroundings, and you learn the noises, and you learn how to work with them. Now, the editing part,
I like it.
I get frustrated, she over-edits, because she wants that quote-unquote perfect video. Me, I don't really care.
I cut out the good stuff.
I'm one of these kind of people, I told her, I said, they don't want to listen to it, don't let them listen, because that's just who I am. I told her, I said, it's reality where we live at. I told her, I said, I'm sure where they live there's noise. People around them have dogs, people around them have cars, and loud exhaust, and,
But they know how to, and like Daryl, you know how to take all the background noise out, right? Take out dogs and
Yeah.
cars and
Some,
yeah.
Good
We know
degree.
how to do that.
but we just sit back and that's like guys, and I told one, I said, I just attribute it to the fact that that's one reason we have the success that we have with, and I'm going to say this like another YouTube guy called me and told me, he said, I wish I had your subscribers because yours are the real deal. And y'all are. That's the way I look at it. You're the real deal. Because you don't critique us on every little detail. Lots of them, every time we do anything, they're like, I can't believe you did this, or whatever. They just keep coming in and in and in. And that's okay. It doesn't bother me. Because when we got our first thumbs down, Wanda cried.
Because it was on my video.
It was on her video. She said, I want to do a video. So she did a video, and she got a thumbs down on it. The first one our channel ever got, and she cried. I told her, I said, what are you crying for? I'm shooting for 10. I told her, I said, if I don't get at least 10, I had to reach the other side. I said, I want thumbs down. And finally, she's got where it doesn't bother her either. As a matter of fact, we get up in the morning now and we take a bet on how fast we're going to get the first one.
Within 2 or 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes, we always have our first one every morning. I know, I said, hey, somebody's sitting there waiting going, deep south's going to go on. I'm going to be the first. Daryl give me a thumbs down. I don't know, if you, brother? Okay.
No, but we have the same thing.
Oh, do you?
We have the same thing.
We had thumbs down for the light stream we did with Alderman.
It's probably already thumbs down today.
And I can't see it,
Oh,
but
you can.
yeah, from the night that we did the interview with Tommy.
Yeah.
Before it was over, we already had thumbs down.
How many thumbs down?
Yeah, we got one thumbs down, somebody don't.
So I told you,
Yeah.
we've already got one, just in the
They're watching.
It's somebody that got upset because they wasn't here.
Folks
You know.
have heard it here.
But, okay, that's long enough. Anybody else got a question? Yes, Ms. Elizabeth?
And then Sheila. I don't have a question. I had a comment on, I don't know your name, I apologize. You said, I wanted to comment a little bit more on what you said about trying to do everything and include everything. I think for us, and my wonderful, loving husband just kind of said, okay, we're screaming, you know? But, I think that what I related to was something that you said some time ago, and something that I related to with everybody here, and people that are here, who I watched. And, you know, I prayed on it, but then I thought, they're connecting with me and what I'm doing. How I do it might be irrelevant. Like I know there are a lot of beekeepers out there, when they're doing bees, they'll show you, now we're gonna do this, now we're gonna do this. And what, you know, like, I think you all don't see my comments because you don't see them. I get to see them, and people go, oh, you're so real, and oh, it's real life. And I go, Mark, I'm just gonna go for it. You know, and they're gonna see that this is just real life. I'm going down there. And I think the funniest thing was I had the smoker going all over the place, and I told a couple of people here, I had my, what's that thing?
The leaf blower.
Yeah, my leaf blower, the super
Yeah.
duper one,
Oh.
to blow them out the way. And move out the way, stuff like that. But I think, you know, and as I'm going down saying I'm doing this because I want more women, ladies, to think, we can do this. It's not just the men who can
Right.
do these, you know. In fact, we share it. And, you know, when I'm making, like, comments down there, like, well, if that's what you think you should do, honey, go right ahead. And I just sit down and things like that. And I get so much nice feedback. I think for you, I think they're engaging with you as a person and your personality and your energy and what you're doing, as opposed to you having everything right there and everything perfect. And if there are people that are gonna, if you fear that they're gonna want you to have everything right there and everything perfect, they might not be the best people you want watching your stream. You know, you want people who are going to say, oh, you know, you're sharing yourself with them during the day. You don't have to, but you're sharing a big part of yourself. Anybody understand what I'm trying to say? You know, you're sharing a big part of yourself.
It's the reality side.
Reality
Yeah.
side of
It's
it.
not fake, it's real.
Right, you know, and I mean, it's not like reality TV on TV, but.
That's not
That's not even real reality.
Yeah. That's not real reality.
Yeah, I know, but it's just, you know, when I'm sitting there and I sit down and I'm sweating, I'm going, folks, I'm tired, you know. That's just the way it is. And
That's
I
real
think
life.
people can relate to that. People
Yeah.
say they relate to that more than if everything was perfect, it might seem a little bit intimidating.
Well, if everything's perfect, you know it's
Yeah.
staged.
Yep.
You're gonna hide in the wrong day.
Like the perfect.
I don't have not one perfect video, because I use my cell phone and it's one shot. There's no
Uh-huh.
editing, there's nothing. You get what you
Well,
get.
I've
That's
never,
it.
and I don't even know how to do
If
that.
people
Look, we've
want to
never had a
lecture,
viral
go
video.
listen to a lecture.
Yeah.
If people want to be lectured, we
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we've been doing it, we've not had a viral video.
But now we've got one.
I mean, we've got some that's close to 100,000,
It's on, it's an.
but it took you 2 years to get there.
Get there, you know, so it's slow and.
It's just slow and steady wins the race. I mean, like the rabbit and the tortoise. I mean, just keep plugging along, you know, just keep steady.
Yeah, and I think if you're having fun, they can sense what you're doing. If you're having fun and you enjoy talking to them, they don't have to. If you're just, you know, talking down to them, or they'll sense it, and they'll just turn you on.
Yeah, people can sense what
Yeah.
your reactions to them through the camera. I mean, they really can. I mean, never talk down to anybody, you know, that's a good point. Never
I
talk.
had a question too.
Okay.
Now, I don't want to put you on the spot,
I'm already on the spot.
but you, I know so I move closer to my husband as I say this. You said once that you would let us know if it was time to like, you know.
Get out of Dodge.
Well, no, some of us are in the dark, but you know, like you would let us know. And so I guess you're walking a fine line between, do you, I can ask questions, you don't have to answer. Do you have guidance? Do you? Inside information? Okay, keep going. Because, there's a great responsibility, now I'm being a little bit, there's a great responsibility with knowing something and knowing that, and I'm not angry at you, I guess.
Oh, I know
get
that.
it. But there's a great responsibility because if people believe what you say or know that you know something, they're gonna patiently wait or suddenly lose, their patience and choke it up.
Every porch time I do, let me put it to you this way. Every
I'm
porch
sorry,
time,
scratch that.
no, you can't scratch it, it's alive. Every porch time I do has something in it.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Like sure.
And he does, he might spur them on.
What's that?
Oh, the
There's a
riddle.
message in
The
every
riddle.
porch time.
You got the riddles? Oh, for goodness. I'm dead.
Yeah, because I've had people ask me before, and I tell them, I say, every porch time I do, there's something in that porch time video that's a piece of
They
information.
all stay together?
Yeah, you just gotta go and listen.
You know?
I can't tell myself.
Okay, we're taking care of that.
Yeah, so just pay attention. Maybe it's the title, maybe it's a comment, maybe it's something, because with the way it is today, some things you can say, some things you can't say.
Right.
Let me just say this, time is probably not as long as you think it is.
And he goes out, he does porch time, he never thinks about it.
She'll always ask me, she'll say, what are you talking about on porch time today? And I'm heading out the door with the camera, I said, I have no clue.
And he doesn't, he goes out.
I go out,
sits down and
I
starts-
sit down, Father, what do you want them to know today? And he gives it. I shoot it, 25 minutes, I'm back in the house, I hand her the SD card, I told her, I say, load it, I'll come in, I said, it's gotta be cut here, I made a wrong word here, I made a wrong word there. I said, I oversaid my boundary here, cut that out, and she puts it together for me usually, or either I'll go in and put it together, depends on how much time I have. And porch time is probably our biggest success today.
Yeah.
We have more people that would rather watch porch time, and that's really confusing to me.